Hi, I'm Paul, the running shoe guru. This is Marathon Handbook, and this is the Reebok Floatride Energy 5. The Reebok Floatride Energy 5 is quite a simple shoe, but it's actually really surprising. The most surprising element about it is the price. £85 in the UK and $110 in the US. And at that kind of money, it's probably one of the best value shoes around. Certainly in the UK, you're not going to find anything at that price point that offers a TPU midsole for a soft, kind of springy, responsive feel. It's not as soft as something like the Saucony Triumph that has a similar midsole, but it's a lower stack. And for what it's got under your foot, it performs really well. So, the Floatride Energy 5, the 5th generation of this model. And despite Reebok originally being from my hometown of Bolton, I've never tried the previous versions of the Floatride Energy. In fact, I really can't remember the last time I've tried a Reebok shoe. Like a lot of people at Bolton back in those days, we used to wear test shoes and try them out. So we were kind of the early wear samples for a lot of the models. Reebok's no longer in Bolton, became an international firm in the 80s, was later bought by Adidas, and it's now owned by another group. This shoe, the Floatride 5, it's an everyday running shoe. It's probably the brand's most popular shoe right now in terms of functional running. So let's take a little look at some of the facts and figures around this shoe. First of all, the price. It comes in at just £85 in the UK, $110 in the US. Weighs 266 grams in the men's size 8, 9.4 ounces. The shoe has a stack height of 27mm in the heel, 19 in the forefoot, giving it an 8mm drop. So very typical of an everyday trainer. True to size, no carbon plate in there. But what we do have, and what is very surprising at this price point, is a TPU midsole. So it's a very similar material that you might find in a Saucony, Endorphin Speed, a Triumph, things like that. And it does feel soft and rather responsive. Now it's not super soft as an Endorphin Speed, for example, or even the Triumph, because it's a little bit lower in terms of stack. There's no plate in there either when comparing it to the Speed. But it undoubtedly has a familiar kind of ride to it. And at this price, it's a better midsole material, I think, than any sub £100 shoe on the market. So a really great midsole. Of course, Reebok have tried to build this shoe at a price. It's $85, $110. So it is an entry-level technical running shoe. Where some of the money has been saved, I think, is on the upper. It does bunch a little bit here. For me, it is rather thick around the tongue, and I like a lot of padding in the tongue, to be honest. But this is just a bit too bulky almost, and that's because the shoe is also quite a slim fit. So that thicker tongue does take up a little bit of the volume. But that said, on the upper, it's very nicely finished around the heel collar. The Achilles tab flares away from the Achilles, so there's no irritation there. And a nice level of padding in there. Very comfortable. Stepping feel is nice around the heel. Like I say, it could be a little bit better. You can see how it kind of bunches a bit here. You know, there's not a great deal of shape to it. It's kind of like an engineered mesh or a knitted mesh, but it's just a bit crinkly. That said, it's not bad. It's not terrible. It fits reasonably well, and again, I keep coming back to the price, but considering the price, it's okay. Outsole is actually quite good as well. It's got a nice kind of pattern to it. These little kind of teeth do provide nice traction. I've only been running on the treadmill and the pavement and the road, not gone any trail, but the weather has been a little bit mixed, and the tarmac, the pavements and what have you have been a little bit slippy, a little bit greasy, but no issues there. It kind of did provide a nice level of traction. Reebok in the 5th generation have added a plastic midfoot shank through here. You can see it's that blue plastic material that's exposed in the black rubber there. It doesn't come right across the middle of the foot. It's to the front of the foot, the back of the forefoot, as we said. So it kind of crosses the shoe there. and it does provide a little bit of mid to forefoot stability. I didn't run in previous versions, so I don't know how unstable or flexible they were. From what I've heard from other people, they didn't comment on the fact that the shoe felt unstable previously, but I don't think it does any harm. You don't notice it. I've not noticed it at all. It does feel nicely balanced. Floatride Energy 5. What are we going to score it? I think at the upper, it gets a 7 out of 10. It could be better, but it's not too bad. Comfort, I think I'll give it 7.5 or 8. Same with the ride. It's actually really quite nice. And again, given that price, it excels. It is an everyday training shoe. I don't think it's a high mileage shoe. If you were running 5k every day, absolutely fine, even 10k. If you want one shoe and you don't want to spend a lot of money, it's probably one of the best value for money shoes around at the moment. Design's really simple, not breaking any molds there, so again, an 8 out of 10. But value, absolutely 10 out of 10. For value for money, I don't think you can beat this shoe. At £85, I can't think of any £100 shoes that come close to this. So it really does excel. So if you're looking for a value shoe, can't be beaten. Value for money, great ride, TPU midsole, excellent cushioning, nice level of response. Go for it. It's the Reebok Floatride Energy 5.